So when my kids came along, I made it my business to make sure they understood whatever I was telling them.
Absolutely.
So I'm not just going to give you a short answer. I'm going to give you an explanation of how I got there. So when my kids came along, I made it my business to make sure they understood whatever I was telling them.
Absolutely.
So I'm not just going to give you a short answer. I'm going to give you an explanation of how I got there. We didn't just drive to the store. I'm going to tell you we hit the road, went down this road, saw the landmark,
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
that teaches you critical thinking.
Absolutely.
Analyzation.
A skill, two skills that not enough of our kids out here have.
Right.
And the schools don't teach either one.
Right.
So with Amani, what I'll do is, again, I will explain, like you said, very thoroughly, and I'm going in details. I'm going to give you the GPS answer.
Right. Yes.
Turn left here, turn right there.
That's right.
Recalculate it.
Recalculate is so important.
Yes.
Because that teaches you to stop and think about what you're about to do.
Yep.
You got to rethink this thing, recalculate.
Right.
And that is the point of my long lectures to my kids. Because when you approach something, you approach it one way.
Right.
Now I need you to step outside of this space and look at it from a different point of view and think about your options.
Right.
What could you have done differently?
Absolutely.
What could happen in the event that you do this again?
Absolutely.
It's long term. We're so in the moment. Our kids are so in the moment. I want gratification now. I want to do what I want to do now. But they don't stop to think about the long term effects.
Absolutely.
And all of my teachers were very critical and analytical, and they made me think about all of those things. So now when you come across our babies now, they're just like, oh, here's the answer, here's your tablet, boom, pull this up, here's your calculator. They're not taught to, especially by the schools, to be critical thinkers.
Not at all.
Or to think for themselves.
No.
So it is our duty to help them through that phase in life.
Right.
And going back to relationships, and particularly even with boys and girls, it doesn't even matter. When I have the conversations with my oldest son about dating, he's so ashamed to have me meet someone he's interested in, and I have to explain to him, listen, kids are different. And although you think I may embarrass you, as your parent, as your mom, I need to see what type of person is feeding into you, right, into your spirit. Is this somebody healthy for you? Is this somebody who could shift your core, your being, and the things that you know more of? Is this someone, I don't care how old you are, right, is this someone who could utilize what they have to build you, even as a youth? Someone could teach you, someone your age could teach you something, or to have you fall down.
Right. And it's really important. We always have those talks with our girls, but a lot of people don't have those talks with their sons. And it's just as important. Just like I'm very particular about, the type of young man that my daughter is interested in, and like you said, how is he going to treat you? Is he going to break you down or build you up?
Right.
What is he bringing to the table?
Is he emotionally healthy?
Is it absolutely? We just dealt with the situation last year with someone who was not emotionally healthy. However, he was an excellent student, very smart young man, very nice appearance, all of that. He fit on paper he fit the bill.
Yeah.
But
behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, when I'm looking through my daughter's phone, and yes, I go through my daughter's phone.
That's right. The real him was there.
The real him was in these text messages.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, that's where my red flag came in. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, time out. No. You know, this person does not value you. He doesn't value your thoughts. Every time you address, you're clearly seeing and telling him, hey, something is not right with the way that you're treating me. And every time you do that, he belittles you to the point that you feel you are now saying things like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have said that, I feel stupid. No. No. It doesn't. If he can make you feel stupid, he's making you second guess yourself, number one. He's not respecting your feelings, number two. He has no value for you, period.
Right.
Number three. See, it's like, I made those mistakes, so you will not.
And even if you do, as a teenager,
right,
I won't allow you to settle into these mistakes.
Right.
Because as kids, as teens, they don't know.
Right.
Right?
Right, they gotta learn.
And taking those conversations and going into dealing with our boys end up in a lot of unhealthy situations.
Absolutely.
With girls.
Absolutely.
That no one talks about, no one wants to deal with. And I deal with it all. My kids will tell you, we have conversations that they're uncomfortable having. And I learned from a man at a Quick Trip parking lot. Pulled up to the parking lot one day. My son was giving me the blues. I'm sitting in the car fussing at him. He was 11. This guy walks by. He looks in our car and says, Mama, I just dealt with the same thing for 30 minutes in Walmart's parking lot. My son just had a meltdown. I was like, I don't know what to do. He said, it's going to be all right. That was the first thing he said. The second thing he said is, you're going to have to toughen up. And I was like, I'm tough. I ain't tough. I wasn't tough. Mm-hmm. Then after he told me I would have to toughen up, he explained to me, it's time for the talk. Now, I had already been talking to my boys about girls and sex or sexual acts and being touched or inappropriately, all these things. We had these conversations.
Right.
But he said, now it's time for the talk again. And he said, this time, you need to really be graphic and detailed. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to make him uncomfortable. And that man said to me, why not? Make him uncomfortable. He said, because if you don't make him uncomfortable and you don't talk about it, he's not going to know, and he's going to learn from his friends who know nothing.
Absolutely correct.
So I took that, and I have carried that with me. He's 16 today. For 5 years, I have utilized that piece of information thoroughly. So when I have conversations with them, I don't hold back much. We can't keep sparing our kids and sugarcoating and beating around the bush. Life is real.
It is very real.
Sexually transmitted diseases are real.
Absolutely.
Abuse is real.
Yes.
Sexual abuse is real.
Yes.
It is a reality that these things occur. I mean, there is joy out in the world too. We can smile and be happy and have fun all day long, but let's talk about the real of what our teens really deal with behind the scenes.
Right. Absolutely.
So for our boys who no one's having these conversations, they say, oh, they're a boy, they know. They don't know. How can they know if they have not been talked to or taught?
Right.
If you have not set this boy down and said to him, this is what an abusive young girl looks like.
Right.
If you see these behaviors, run.
Right.
We don't tell them that. We don't tell them that girls can be rapists.
Right.
We do not tell them that.
And as a matter of fact, society tells them that if you can't handle the girl like that, you weak.
You're a punk.
Or, yeah, more so you're a punk. Oh, well, it's
you gay.
It's supposed to be more acceptable if a girl is sexually abusive.
If she's the aggressor and she takes it.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, oh, well, they just brush it off.
And that's not true.
And it's not.
So we have those conversations.
Right.
Because I need him to know that my reasoning for wanting to meet the persons or persons you're talking to is just to get a feel for their spirit.
Absolutely.
To get a feel of who they are. I'm not going to be crazy in front of her. I'm not going to cut up. But if I see that she ain't right, I'm going to let her know I ain't right too.
I pray that this segment has been enlightening for you. And I thank you for your time. And Miss D is signing off for the Teen Scene 10 on the Terri Graham Radio Show.